Okay, so today we're gonna get back to our group activity where we just kind of do some exchange, especially now that's we're a lot smaller now. There's 11 people in here, so let's just go over what this says. Oh, how do I move this out the way? Oh, there we go. All right, so once you get in your group, you just kind of introduce yourself, what the way that we've been doing it, and talofalava, or you just say talofalava to everybody, and then lava moleava noa, which is just sort of like thank you for this opportunity, or thank you very much for the opportunity, and then you say olo. So now you're introducing yourself by name. My name is, and then oa'u. So remember, oa'u is I, and then you could say ole, like I am the, whatever your title is, maybe at your job, however you want to explain it, or I am a, like if I were to say I am a teacher, or oa'u se whaiaonga, okay? So if it were me, I guess I would start and say ya talafalava, whakataitera lava mo le avanoa, o lo ingo o viliamu, oa'u le whaiaonga I le nei vasenga, if I wanted to say all of that. So I'm the instructor or the teacher for this class. And then here is what we just learned for last time. So remember the word mai. Mai is like from. So ote sao mai, I come from. Let me go ahead and mark these out. So remember our te. So this is our combination of our tense marker and our pronoun. So tense marker pronoun, and then I just oops. Oh, we got the wrong color. Anyway, well, I just do it like that. So this is our tense and our tense and our pronoun. Then our action is sao, and then remember our location starts with the mai. Okay, so my, and then you just say where from. So I come from California. So I come from California. Which means but, and we'll get into like different ways to connect sentences. Maybe today, if not today, the next week. But Otenofoi, Illinois. I don't know how to say Illinois in Samoan, but Otesamai, California. I Otenofoi, Illinois. So, but I live in Illinois. Okay. Otefia Talanoatu Lea, or um, I probably should have put Lea right there. But we could say it this way as well. Otefia Talanoatu Ewinga E. Remember we learned this one, this location last time in the last class. And this is I want to speak about, and then whatever you want to speak about. Um, you know, I can't think of any what I want to speak about. Um, uh, computer. I want to speak. I want to talk about computers. So whatever it is. So if take just like a minute to think about what you want to say right here, and then just have this exchange. It's good to write it out and all of that, but really, unless you're like actually speaking it to somebody and having that exchange, you really don't you don't really pick it up as well. So let's see. There's 5. So I'll make 3 groups. So it'll be like groups of 3, okay? And we'll just take like 5 minutes to do that, and then we'll just get right into our next activity, or our next subject, which is going to be counting and telling time. So we're going to switch it up a little bit from sense instructor stuff and then go into time. But let's do this activity first, and then we'll come back together after that. So about 11 after the hour, we'll come back together. I'll start our groups. If you're shy, you can hang out here as always. But we'll meet back together at 11 after the hour. So where's our group? Okay, a lot of you probably already are familiar with accounting in Samoan, but maybe some of you are not. So we're just going to go through this briefly. Tasi or kasi, lua, tolu or kolu, fa, lima, ono or ongo. Remember, ends can be said like G. Ends can be said G. So ono or ongo, fitu or fiku. Okay. The T's can be said like K. So fitu or fiku, valu, iva, sefulu, kasi, or kasi, lua, kolu, fa, lima, ongo, fitu, valu, iva, sefulu. Tasi, lua, tolu, fa, lima, ongo, fitu, valu, iva, sefulu. Okay, so that's just 1 through 10. All right. Then when you get to the 10, so we would say if it's just 11, there's nothing in front of that. So it would be sefulu, okay? 10 is sefulu, and then sefulu tasi. Or you could say sefulu maletasi. Sefulu maletasi. So that is like 10 and the 1. If we're gonna say 12, sefulu lua. Sefulu malelua. Sefulu malelua. Sefulu tolu. 13. Okay. Sefulu maletolu. Sefulu fa. Sefulu malefa. Okay. 14. And so forth. Okay. So that's how we do those. Then when we get, oh, sorry. Let's do it's so then when we get to like 20, when we say 20, then we would have to say lua. So we would say put the lua right there. Oh man, how do I change it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Lua sefulu tas. So lua sefulu just by itself, that's going to be 20. Okay. So and that's a 2, 10, 2, 10. But then if we're going to say lua sefulu tasi, 21. Lua sefulu tasi. Okay. Or lua sefulu maletasi. You'll hear both ways. Okay. Lua sefulu lua, lua sefulu tolu, or lua sefulu maletolu, lua sefulu fa, lua sefulu malefa. Okay, counting is very important, especially if you're going to be playing cards in Samoan, or if you're going to go play bingo, or with Samoans, you got to know how to count. So all of this is important. So this is pretty much the format. So if you can remember this right here, when we're talking about 10. So if there's no 10 in front, it's just sefulu, and then whatever it is. If there is a 10, a numerical 10, like a 20, 30, 40, you just put this number in the front, then the sefulu, and then, the number that comes after. All right. Then when we get to the hundreds, it's going to be selao. Selao is 100. Selao, selao. Okay. So you could say Tashi Selao. A lot of people just say Selao for 100. Okay. And then let's just pick any number. 126. 126. So Selao. Okay, Selao. And then if we got a 26. So Lua Sefulu, and then 6, Ongo or Ono. Okay, so Selao Lua Sefulu Ongo. Or you could also say Selao Lua Sefulu Maleongo. Either way. Okay. So and that's really all it is to counting. It's really it's you can call it mathematical or scientific. You just have to practice over and over doing different kind of numbers. Okay. So all right. So yeah, in order for us to do time, we have to do, be able to do our counting. So let's just do these numbers together. You guys can just blurt them out. Or we'll work on these together. So 3. How do we say 3 in South?
Tolo.
Golu, yep. Golu or Tolu. Either way. The T style or K style, Golu. Awesome. 12. How do we say 12?
Sefulu lua.
Yep, Sefulu Lua. Sefulu Lua. Because we have a 10 right? So 10 lua. And then the other way we could say, if we wanted to say another way, how would we say that?
Sepuluh Malelua.
Yep, Sepulu Malelua. Sepulu Malelua. When they used to play Pokino and or even at bingo, like when they count, they'll say the number the first time, they say Sepulu Lua, and then they'll say it again, Sepulu Malelua. There's another game, there's like several games, card games that they would play, and I would sit and listen to them. So when they would say it like that way the first time, and then to emphasize, they'll say Sepulu Malelua. Um, I always thought that that was cool, but I didn't learn until I was like in my 20s that, oh yeah, the Monday, okay, that's what that was. Same thing is just and the two. All right, so uh, how do you say? Oh, 27. How do we say 27 in Samoan?
Lua Sepuluh Lua.
Yep. Oh wait, okay, Lu, I heard Lua Sefulu. Lua
Malefic.
Sefulu. Fulu. Yep, Malefitu. Malefitu. Yep. Fitu. Yep.
Okay.
So we have two tens, Lua Sefulu, two tens, and the seven. Two tens and the seven. Lua Sefulu, Malefitu. All right. 96. How would we say 96?
Iva Sepuluh Leon.
Eva. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Iva Sepuluh Maleon.
Yep. Eva Sefulu Maleongo. Eva. So we have nine tens. Eva Sefulu Maleono. Or we could just say Eva Sefulu Wongo. Eva Sefulu Maleongo. Eva Sefulu Wongo. Awesome. Okay, now we're getting into the hundreds. Getting to the hundreds. So how do we say 151?
Shelau lima kasih.
Selau Limakasi. Yep, that's one way to say. So we say Selau Lima Kasi. Or I'll say it like Kasi, K style. Or I'll do like that. What's another way to say it?
Kasi Salau Lima Kasi.
Say, yeah, that's the other way. But if we were to
Malay Kasi.
Malakasi. Yep. Okay. Selau Lima Kasi. Selau Lima Malakasi. Yeah, that's another way to say Selau Lima Male Kasi or Kasi. And then there's one other way that I'm looking for.
Is it Salau Lima? Wait, Salau Sepuluh Lima Malakasi? Or is that not how you say it?
Close.
Okay.
So Selau. And then I think you said Sefulu Lima, right? You said Sefulu Lima?
Lima Sepuluh.
Lima Sefulu. Yeah, okay. If you said that, then that's
I might have said it backwards, but that's what I was getting at. The
okay.
Lima Sepuluh Malakasi.
Yep, there we go. Sefulu Male Tasi Kasi. All right, so this right here is we have a 100, and then we have 5 tens and the 1. Okay, so again, 100, Selau, Lima Sefulu, that's 5 tens. Lima, and then hundreds, 500s, and the 1. So Selau Lima Sefulu Malatas, Selau Lima Sefulu Malakas. All right, awesome. And then our last one, 742. Several ways to say it again, but how would you say it?
Piku selau. Fase fulu dua.
Piku Selau Fa Sefulu
Dua.
Lua. Yep, that's one way. Awesome, great job. So we have 700s. Piku Selau Fa Sefulu. We have 40 four tens, 40 or four tens, lua. Okay. Um, what's another? Anyone have another way?
Fitu, fitu salau, fa sepuluh malelua,
Fitu, yep. Fitu selau
fa
fa
sepuluh
sefulu
malelua.
malelua. Yep. Awesome. So we have so this is the T style. So Fitu selau. So we have 700s, 4, 5, 10s, uh, 5, uh, 4 10s, so 5 sefulu, and then and the 2. Awesome. So either way is great. Or you might hear some people just say lima fa lua, you know, just depending on who you're talking to. I'm not lima, fitu fa lua. Some, you know, people might say it like that, but this is the way, you know, if you say it all the way out, fitu selau fa sepuluh malelua, fiku selau fa sepuluh malelua, or sepuluh lua. So either way. So just practice doing your numbers. The better you are at your numbers, the better you're gonna be able to do your time, which is what we're gonna get into next. Anyone have any questions at all with the numbers? Okay. Yeah, it just takes practice because it's really straightforward. Samoan counting is straightforward. It's just much longer than English, which is why I think most people they just say even if they're fluent speaking Samoan, they'll say the English 3, you know, or you know 12 as opposed to Sefulu Malelua. You know, um, that's just been my experience. Okay, so when we're talking about time, okay, these are just the definitions for time. Ta is like to strike. So you know the second hand strikes the hour, the minutes. The hour strikes, or the minute strikes the hour. So ta. Um, ua. This is the tense marker. So ua. It doesn't matter what time you ask somebody the time. It's always going to be a new time. So and we'll say that all the way out shortly. But ua. So currently have become, so it's a present tense marker, but remember it's like an update. We're updating with the ua. Okay. Ukalifia. Like what time has it become? What is the time? Okay, what time is it right now? Several ways to say that. So ua. Fia means how many. Fia is how many. Okay. Toe. Toe. And it's talking about like a time before. Before. And we use it several other ways in the Samoan language as well to mean before. But when we're talking about time, we're talking about minutes before, seconds before. There's different ways to use it. Te'a. Te'a. And we're talking about time that has passed a certain milestone. So it could be after the minute, seconds after the minute, minutes after, hours after. It just depends on how we're saying it. Okay, taimi or game is time. Just means time. Okay, itula, itula, itula is hour. Afa is half. Afa is half. Huwata, huwata is quarter. Okay. Minute. Minute is minute. And you can see these are very close to English. Huwata, minute. Seconde is second. Toititi ta. Koikiki ka. Almost strike. Almost strike. It's about to be this time. It's almost about to strike. Koikiki ka le lua. You know, it's almost going to be 2. Kokiki ka le kolu. It's going to be 3. You know, however you want to say it. It's about to be almost strike. Kokiki ka. So ititi cha. Okay. So those are the definitions. And I'll upload this slide to this week on our page, and then you can just have these definitions as well if you didn't write it down fast enough. So here is the time sentence structure. So if someone asks you, "Ukalifia," so has struck the how many? Has struck the how many? So that's kind of how it's read. What time is it? Okay, ukalifia. So then you would say uata or uaka de lima. It has struck, uaka has struck the 5. So it's 5 o'clock. Uaka de lima. It has struck 5 o'clock. Uafa, uafa le lima. It is half the 5 or 5:30. It has become half the 5. Remember, so that's where the ua comes from. It don't matter what time you ask. I could ask you, what time is it 30 seconds from now? It's going to be, you're updating me. No matter what time I ask, you're always updating me on what the time always changes. Okay. So ua ta or ua kale lima. Okay. It is struck the 5 o'clock. Okay. Ua afa le lima. Okay. It is half the 5:30. 5:30. Ua kokikika le lima. Ua toititita le lima. So it's about to be 5 o'clock. So that could mean, it can, that's subjective. It could be 4:45. It could be 4:50, whatever, but it's about to be. It's almost. Toititita, koititita. All right. There we go. Okay. Uatoy, and then our description, the le itula. So if someone says uatoy lima minute, it is before lima minute, 5 minutes to the 5. Okay, that's our location. Remember, we said you see the e. We just learned about that ile lima. So tense, and then we have a toy lima minute. So that's kind of like toy is like our action is before, and then the lima minute. All right, so you like usually if you already know how with toy lima minute, you're not thinking like, oh, tense action subject. But it follows that format if you wanted to break it down like that. So it is before 5 minutes, lima minute to the 5, 4:55. Toy lima minute y de lima, 4:55. Now notice we're saying e le lima. The time is going to the 5. Okay, so now this is a little different. Here we're gonna say ua lima minute. All right, we go right into the 5 minutes. It has become 5 minutes. It's ai. So after le itula, ua lima minute it's ai le itula. So it is 5 minutes after the 5. It is 5 minutes after the 5. We're not saying e. Okay, we're not saying e de itula. Okay, we're saying and the reason why we're not saying that is because the time is already past that. So it's not to the 5, like up here. Uotoy lima minute to the 5. E le lima. Okay, down here, the time is already past it, so it's after ete ai le itula. So 5:05. Does everyone see that? So when we're talking about before the hour, then we say uatoy, okay? And then we say uatoy, and since because the time is going to the 5, our reference is 5, and we're not there yet, we're going to the 5, then it's I le lima. But down here, we've already passed up the hour, itula. So since we already passed it up, ua lima minute, ete ai le, I guess I should have put lima right there. Ete ai le lima. So it's past the hour or past the 5. Ua lima minute, ete ai le lima. Let me cross that out. So past the 5. A lot of people get tripped up right there. How come we're not saying ete ai I le lima? Well, that's because we've already passed up the hour. So it's ete ai le lima. Okay. No questions. If you have questions, feel free, hit me up. But that's the difference between I le lima and ete ai le lima. All right. And then the last one, and you'll hear this a lot. Oleale te mi ole, oleale ke mi ole. So what time is the, and then you just put it right there. Ole ka alonga. Oleale te mi ole ta alonga. Oleale ke mi ole ka alonga. What time is the game? What time is ole fono? What time is the meeting? Whatever you put in there, just plug it in with the noun. Okay, so these are all common ways, things that you're gonna hear in time talk when people are speaking time. Okay. 37. Okay. So let's just take, we'll do this individually. So we have Kasihu Porpa Lima. So let's just do let's take 5 minutes and just write out what time. And this is our reference right here. If you want, if you took notes, then so Wukalifia, Wutalifia. So then how would you reply if you were to say 8 o'clock? Let's do the first one together. And then so Wukalifia right there. How would we say that? Yeah. Wuka Levalu. Exactly. So it has struck the 8. Yep. All right. So the rest of them are going to be more difficult because we're adding additional elements, and there's several, at least a couple of different ways to say the rest of these. But for this one right here, is pretty much you would say uta levalu or uka levalu. All right. So let's go. 38 after 44 after 43, yeah, 44 after the hour. We'll just come back together. So go ahead and do the rest of these, and we will reconvene at 44. All right, so hopefully you were able to get at least a couple of those. So 7:30, how will we say well Ukalifia?
Uatale afa valu.
Uatale afavalu. Okay, let me see. Uatale afavalu. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so it has struck the 8:30. And this is great. We just have to switch around just a little bit though. What's another way to say that?
All right. Fiku.
Piku.
Right, yeah, okay. Waka. Actually, when it's like the 30, so uafa, and I think I just heard that uafa de fitu. Yep. So on this one, we don't necessarily have to say uka or uta, but if you did, there's other way there's other ways to structure that or say that. But I think the most common way, at least the way the common way that I hear is like uafa de fitu. It's just half the 7. It has become half the 7. So it has become, or it is now half the 7. Okay. And I had a few questions on this one. So and it sounds like we might have been making it more complicated, at least on this one, more complicated because the other ones, we do add other elements to it, but for whenever we just say it's half this or half that, we just say uafa and then the hour, and that's it. Whatever the hour is, uafa lefitu, and we're done. Okay. Everyone see that? Hopefully. Okay. What about this one? there's a couple of different ways at least to say this.
Right. I put and I kind of like guessed on this one, not guess, but it's ua le sepulu tasi ma le lima sepulu lua.
Ua sepulu tasi male lima sepulu lua. That's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong. So ua le so ua the what's in this structure, like we probably would put one other thing in there. So what's something else that we would add to this one? I think?
Is another way of saying it. O toi valu minutu le sefulu lua.
Yeah, okay, so I'll put that under because that's like another concept. With toy, and then
Or toi titi ta le sepulu loa.
okay, yeah, so that's still another one. So what toititi toi iti. I always spell that incorrectly. So kokiki ka le sepululua. That might be the easiest way to say it. It's pretty soon. It's finna be 12. Sefulu lua. There's several ways to say this one, so that's great. I'm glad you said this one. All right, so that's awesome. What about this one? Uatoy
O
and then
toi valu minute le sefulu lua.
valu minute le sefulu lua. Yep, awesome. So what we're saying here, well, I'm sorry, uatoy valu minute e le sefulu lua. So we're saying it has become before 8 minutes to the 12. To the 12. That's awesome. Awesome. So uatoy valu minute y le sepululua. And then this one right here is it's about to be 12. This one here is it is 8 minutes before the 12. This one right here is it has become le sepulutasi. Well, maybe I didn't write this one correct. Is this one? I forgot who said this one, but
I think I just said it wrong, honestly. But I was trying to
Okay,
say
okay.
exactly 11:52, but I wasn't sure. Like, yeah, I just wasn't sure.
Oh, okay. So more than likely, people would say it this way right here. They would say "Utoi valu minute ila sepululua," or they would say "Utoi titita" or "Ukokikika le sepululua." These are the most common ways that you probably hear. Most people probably wouldn't say like it's 52 minutes after 11. But if we were to say it's 52 minutes after 11, how would we say that? Did anyone do it that way? It's not incorrect, but it's definitely a way to say it, but probably someone would say, yeah, it's 52 minutes after. Oops, sorry. So we have our ua,
O lima
Sefulu.
lima,
sefulu
sefulu,
minute. What is it? It's Te
so ete ai, yeah, ete ai,
sefulu kasi.
le sefulu kasi. I'll do it that way since I've been writing it like that. So yeah, great. Only thing we're just missing is ua lima sefulu and then lua or malelua. So we have it has become 5 tens and a 2. Ua lima sepulu lua or ua lima sepulu malelua minute e te ai after the 11. So that's one way to say it. Okay, so 52 minutes after 11. Ua lima sepulu lua minute e te ai le sepulu tasi. So that's one way. Or you might hear ua toi valu minute. It is before 8 minutes to the sepululua, to the 12. or Toititita or Uokokikika le Sipulilua. So it is almost 12 o'clock. So most people, they'll probably make it as short as possible. So you probably
Yeah,
get something like
I
that.
like that sound better.
Yeah, it's almost 12. Uokokikika le Sipulilua. All right. So let me see what's after here, because we might just stop at the time. Okay, yeah. So we got that. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and let's do one more, and then we'll go to this next concept, and then we'll be done. So what's a different one? So we got that. Did anyone do oh yeah, let's do that one. 315. How would we say 315 in Samoan?
Do 50 minuke e ke ai le kolu.
Yep. Uolima se fulu minute e te a
Ai.
aile tolu. Or uolima se fulu minute e te aile tolu. Uolima se fulu minuke e ke aile kolu. So it's 15 minutes after the 3. And then what's another way to say it? It might even be even shorter than that. Oops, let's put this one.
Ua tolu I tula,
Say again.
ua tolu I tula, ma le 15 minute.
Wale, oh, oh yeah, yeah. Can you write? Sorry. Uokwata le tolu. Oh, yep, yep. Uokwata le tolu. Okay. So here's the other way. I think I heard whoever said that. I think I understood what you were saying. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There we go. So uokwata. So this is the quarter to the 3, or I mean sorry, quarter to 3. Not
Wow.
quarter to 3. Quarter of 3. So uokwata le total. So it's a quarter of 3. A quarter of 3. So and that would be the way to say it. Uokwata le total. Uokwata le kolu. Either way. So okay. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because we're out of time already. The next thing that we're going to talk about, I know it's already on the slide for next time, is questions like why or fair or fair and all of that. So we'll get into that on Tuesday. Talk about that Tuesday. But when we're talking about people is different. When you count people, that's what I love about the Samoan language. Like there's so much respect in it, just in the language itself. Like you don't have to, you don't have to. In English, like we have to add extra context to do respect. In Samoan, it's built into it. So when we say etoa, etoa. So if we say etoa fia, so we're actually saying like how many people, okay? And then if we wanted to add more description, like tama, etoa fia tama, and then itutonu o lepotu. So just by chance, anybody knows what that says? Etoa fia tama, itutonu o lepotu.
How many people are boys?
How many people are in the room?
Yep. Well, yep. And there's one more.
Or how many boys are in the room?
How many boys in the room? Yep. So we say etofia is like how many. This by itself, we know we're talking about people because we say etofia. If we just say efia, if we just say efia, like that, and then efia, that means how many. But if we say etofia, we know that we're talking about people because the etoa prefix, etoafia. So etoafia what? Etoafia tama. How many boys? How many boys inside itutonu or lepotu? How many boys inside of the room? And then even with our reply, we say etoa It's a ongo. It's a fee. It's a five. It's whatever the number is. So before that number, we have to add the etoa. So what is this number right here? So if I say etoa fia tama itu tonu ole postu, and then I say etoa ono. What's that? How many boys are in the room?
6.
6. Yep, it's 6. It's 6. And it's not just 6 anything, it's 6 people. 6, and like I said, so that respect of humanity is already built into the language. So it's a fia tangata I le ta'alonga. It's a fia tangata I le ta'alonga. E ko a fia tangata I le ta'alonga. And then they say it's a sefulu valu. It's a sefulu valu. E ko a sefulu valu. So what does this one say? What's that line say right there?
How many people at the game?
Yep. How many people at the game? How many people at the game? And then I guess that should be a question mark. Sorry about that. We haven't got the questions yet, which that's our next class. But whenever you ask a question, it kind of goes like and I'm pretty sure if you've been around the Samoan language even one day, you know that. Kind of goes up and down, and then someone says it's Balu. So how many is that? It's Balu.
18.
18. Yep, 18. So we have our prefix indicating that there's people. We're talking about human beings here. Eto'a, and then we have Sefulu is going to be our 10, and then Valu is an 8. Okay, so put it together. Eto'a Sefulu Valu is 18. All right. So we'll stop there. Just practice. The numbers are they're not hard. It's just different, but it's straightforward. It's straightforward and it's longer. But if you have any questions, just hang around. If not, then I'll see you guys. I won't be here Sunday. I'm traveling this weekend, so I won't do the Sundays. But if you have questions, feel free to email me, or you can text as well. Here's my number. So I think everyone has it already, but I'm not sure. It's 618-334-8169. And like I text back and forth in Samoan to people whenever they want to do Samoan whatever texting or whatever. But yeah, if you have questions, hang around. If not, then I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Can I ask, how do I access the like classes before, like the recordings?
Oh, sure. Let me see.
I do on my my laptop.
Okay, let me get the link here. I'll put it in our chat. And I don't know, I need to switch the site over because it goes down every single day. Anytime I post something or whenever there's a high traffic level on the site, it's just, kind
Okay.
of like I need to upgrade the traffic so that it doesn't go down. It literally goes down go down every day. So but here is the link. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Boom. And then so you just did it go? Waiting room participants. What is it? Oh, okay, wait. Okay, here we go. No, it only went to dev. Meeting group chat. Okay. Do it again. Okay, yeah. So you just click on that link and then put the password in. It's like 8%.
Okay. And Manuel Po.
Manuel Po.
I got a quick question.
Sure.
So when we use ekoa, is that just for people, or what? Like, let's say other living things like animals, will we just use fia? Just only ekoa is just for people only. That's it.
Yeah, only for people. If it's if I say Efia manu lele you know, ilipaka, how many birds in the park? We would say Efia.
Okay.
Okoa or toa is only gonna be for people. That's it.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you.
Mahalo, Manuel po. Anyone else?
Tay lava, Manuel po.
Patay lava. Manuel po.
Paftai lava.
Patay lava. Pase po.
So,
Pa. All right.